Curtis.
I'm Ashleigh.
No, just kidding. I'm Ashleigh.
And I'm Curtis.
And together we're Information Lane. Welcome to episode number 8.
Everybody say hello to Mike.
Yes. What's up, Mike?
Howdy.
Today we're going to talk about triggers.
Yeah, we got a few things.
Bing, 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 triggers.
There's a few things on deck tonight. So if
Yeah.
you got any questions, any concerns, and any of your triggers, drop them in the comment box.
Yeah. So Mike, you want to ask a couple questions since Curtis had a seizure on Sunday, and I want to ask you some questions about yours too on Tuesday.
Right. One, want to thank everybody for tuning in. We are doing great, guys. Growing by leaps and bounds every episode. Want to thank everyone supporting us. That's why we kind of wanted to do this episode in service to our chat and our viewers. Want to put it out there. What are some of your triggers? As we discuss these here tonight, want to talk about what are some of your triggers? What have you found behaviorally that you do that might cause seizures in your life, so we can all be watching out, because we know you've got great information that can help the community at large as well. So
that's right.
Dialing in and watching. Also, why don't you drop in that chat right now where you're watching us from? If you're catching us live, that's great. Give us some purple hearts. And if you're not, you can always comment when you watch the replay, #replay. And we're sorry we missed you, but we're glad you're watching.
Heck yeah. And if we miss you, what are you doing? It's Monday, 8 Eastern, 8 Central, 7 Eastern. Right. Come on, let's go.
You should be here. This is where the conversations happen.
And they will be, because school's going back in session probably in a couple of weeks, at least for us here in South Florida. It goes back August 10th.
Amen.
So you're going to have nothing to do on a Monday night except watch those kiddos do some homework.
Let's go Disney.
Well, it even past that, like we were saying, we're growing by leaps and bounds.
That's
we
right.
are, we are led by God, and He is blessing the endeavor,
That's
man.
right.
And that is an amazing and beautiful thing. And I'm just so thankful to be a part on so many levels, right? So, once again, thank you all. But yeah, I know, Curtis, me and you both had a couple seizures, and
rough.
Yeah, this last week, no fun. I say no fun is what I'd say.
Yeah, no fun. I think the funnest part was eating the ice cream.
That's what I mean. It's like, hey, seizures are like.
That's right.
Perfect sound effects. Perfect.
That's right.
Love it.
The only thing makes me feel better is Jeremiah's. Let me tell you.
There you go. Ice cream. Out here, it's Brahms ice cream. If you're in Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, you'll know. But yeah, which I actually went hard on day after the seizure. So anyway,
might as well indulge.
That's right.
Indulge.
Yeah.
Do what feels good.
But actually, speaking of diet, something that is interesting. I don't know if you know this, but the keto diet was something that was created for epileptics, right? Yeah. And that is because a lot of seizures they feel can be possibly triggered by diet. And that's a great place to start. For instance, I know for me, seed oils are a big trigger. I can't tell you why. I wish I could tell you why. But I know that when I eat foods with high amounts of seed oils, that's why I've switched. I use olive oil and, and coconut oil when I cook at home.
What about olive oil? Are you okay with olive oil? I mean, not olive oil, avocado oil.
Yeah, good with avocado oil.
Okay.
Those it's your Wessons, your classic, your grease, basically your fry grease, which I love, and I can have in moderation. In that, if I go out, I can have, you know what I mean. I go out, I can have an order of French fries or something here and there. But at the end of the day, there's just something about high concentrate of seed oils in foods that tend to cause seizures or trigger seizures in me. So that's one of those lesser known. I know a lot of us experience lack of sleep, stress, things of that nature. So,
Curtis just found out that one of his is acid reflux or heartburn. If I know you're supposed to be, and this isn't just in the epileptic world, everybody should be eating 2 to 3 hours before bed so your body has time to digest it. Sometimes with the rigorous schedule that we have, it's not always possible. So Curtis's, I think, was because he had acid reflux and he tried to lay down. The heartburn was just too much, and it was trying to. When he woke up from the seizure, he didn't even think he had one. He's like, I really, truly think I just was having heartburn.
Well, for me, it was like one of those laugh now, cry later moments because we were trying to figure out what we were going to eat all day. Let me just tell you, all day. And it's a chore because we like this one.
Who else suffers from that?
Oh, man.
What to eat.
That's right.
That's the stressful part of the day.
What we did, we went to this local restaurant, Flanagan's. We love going there. The best burgers on the planet. So I got a burger. It's like 9 o'clock, 10-ounce burger. And I inhaled this thing. I was so hungry. And little did I know that I was going right to sleep when I got home. So throughout the night, I had heartburn. I mean, so bad. And it actually was so bad that it came out of my nose and I was choking in my sleep. And from the fact that I was choking in my sleep, it caused
his body to go in stress
as I was suffocating. And that's why I had my seizure. So for me, eating late is now a no-go.
So this is just trial and error because we're barely into this for a year. September 1st will be our 1 year. So again, this is trial and error, and Information Lane wants to give this information out to the public because if this is something maybe you've experienced, you can relate and know, oh, wow, I didn't realize that it was that. You know, I've always eaten late at night and type of things. Curtis has right frontal lobe epilepsy, so he's prone to nocturnal seizures. He's had 3 other types, but he's prone to the nocturnal seizures. So having the acid reflux and the heartburn, he now knows that there's some things that need to change in his diet as far as eating. And if he's going to eat, it's not eat a 10-ounce burger an hour before bed.
And I love burgers. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And pizza.
Can you tell? But
yeah.
But for me, it's discipline. I have to be more disciplined. And if I do eat late, I have to eat things that are going to digest easily. I need some salad in my life. Like I have to eat something that's more healthy for me that late if I'm not going to get to burn it off. Because all I do is cry about trying to lose weight. But then here I go smashing the 10-ounce burger in less than 30 minutes. You know what I mean? So I have to work on some things myself. But that's not my only trigger. I have stress. So for me, that's why I'm so passive. Is I cannot let stress get to me. Even though the world's packed with it, stress is one of my triggers. And also sleep deprivation, hydration. Whoever thought that you would have to drink electrolytes every day, all day, when you're just out hanging out, kicking it, you don't think about, oh, I got to replace my electrolytes, but they are crucial. And let me tell you, I had to find out how crucial they were when I got epilepsy. So that part is drink electrolytes. I mean, literally get some electrolytes in your blood. And
not even if you're working outside, any epileptic, because here's the other flip side of all of this is the medicines drain a lot of your natural things. Like some of them, deplete your sodium. So if you're not eating stuff with high in sodium or taking Celtic salt or things like that, you need to be drinking electrolyte packet at least once or twice a day. It took us a while to find the right one that Curtis likes. He works in the sun. So before he had thought, I'm drinking a Gatorade during the day.
And it's not working because it's got so much sugar in it.
Right.
So what we did is we switched to the packets and now it's a Kool-Aid. Perfect. It doesn't taste like salt. It's not horrible. It's one of those you can drink it every day and not know that it was an electrolyte.
Right. But, and then there's other ones. There's other brands out there. We've tried a lot of them. We've tried
Liquid IV is good.
Liquid IV. They make a like a push pop one. It's like firecracker or something. He likes that one. And we've also tried the LMNT, which was highly recommended to us from a lot of people. But Curtis just couldn't do it because it was way too salty for him.
Right. And then, like I said, stress. So that's why we get in a zone. You find something that you like to do and you just kill it. You know what I mean? Fill that negative space with some positivity. Mike, what are your triggers? I know you got a couple more over there.
Yeah, let's hear them.
A ton, but before we get into that, just real fast, that's what I want to get into is your stress management, right? Because a lot of us say, if I was a big 6'2", muscled up brother who, you know what I mean, didn't have to take nothing from nobody. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Who worked heavy equipment for a living and people listened to me when I spoke. You know what I mean? I wouldn't deal with the level of stress I do in this world. But you kind of, I mean, And yeah, to a certain extent, but you also go, yeah, man, but also there's being a human being, right? And there's being the man I'm called to be. And that takes precedent over bullying people to make my life easier around me immediately. And that's cool, man. That's love, that's empathy, respect. But that does induce a lot of stress in all of us.
Yeah.
So, like, what are some of your stress management tips, man? What are some of the ways you go, hey, man, I'm at 75, 100 is real close. I should be at 50. Right. Let me work on getting to 60 instead of, if things just keep progressing without me stepping in, you know what I mean? I'm going to be at 100 real quick. You know what I mean?
Music and poetry.
Well, truthfully, I like my podcast families. You know what I mean? We get on here, we have fun. We're ourselves. We're allowed to be ourselves. We don't have to be something that we're not for people who don't understand why we are the way we are. But also for me, it's the motivation, that the stress leaves me when I can motivate someone else to have a great day, because that is a stress relief for me. To see someone else succeed, it creates joy in my heart. And I've lived so much negativity that who wants to keep living negative? You know what I mean? Like that's the 50%, 60% I'm tired of, the negative part. So when I got rid of that part, I mean, my days are filled with just positivity. I mean, my heart is full right now. And I did nothing today. I went and got a couple of groceries. Well, don't let me lie. I had a meeting today with this young lady, wonderful young lady. But,
you'll meet her soon.
But for me, the stress is just being there for others. That's my stress relief.
Heck yeah. And you did this. This is a thing. This is not nothing, sir.
Right. No, this is part of my life. This is my life. So I do this every day.
This is the joyous part of his life.
One day you'll see us 7 days a week.
Yay.
Right.
Yes. I'm kidding. I'm stoked, man. Absolutely. That's cool. So, and as far as triggers go, yeah, man, definitely for me, dehydration. That is a big one for a lot of folks. And that's something that, while we're talking about it, to touch on with triggers, the idea is triggers can also help you in that it can show you when you're redlining your car. If your body and your brain is like your vehicle, and you're like, okay, well, I'm running on the wrong kind of oil, and the wrong kind of oil is going to seize up my engine eventually. And I can't do that. I need to know if I've got a dirty, air filter, and I need to replace that. Need to watch my diet. I don't drink, but I know that is a big one for folks. I was just talking to somebody recently who, still drinks, and they were like, yeah, man, it's like every time I go to the bar and try to have a couple, I have a seizure. And I'm like, dog, homie, I was like, bro, we got to have a conversation about a lifestyle change here. You
got to stop going where everybody knows your name.
Well, that's why we podcast, that's the whole point, is to provide that atmosphere for folks, in my opinion, and the great thing is I don't even have to put on shoes. I'm not wearing shoes right now. It's great.
Me either. So. I just took mine off.
Let's go. Poor Ashleigh.
Right.
It's okay. I'm so used to it.
She has none on either.
I do too. I have my sneakers on.
Oh, okay.
Better simmer down.
Uh-oh.
That's fair. Yeah.
Well, one of the other
down, Peanut.
One of the other thing that is too for Curtis is attending church. So we one time did not go to church, and boy, let me tell you, he was not happy about it. We didn't attend church last Sunday either, but that's because he had a seizure at 8:15 in the morning.
I was ready to go though. I ain't gonna lie. I was ready to come. I needed that worship.
So he's going to get his fill this week because our church is doing worship week, and we're going to church tomorrow. We're going to do an extra service, and then we're going Tuesday night. We're going Wednesday night because they're doing a whole worship thing for the end of the summer.
If you want to see what Information Lane really does in real life, just tune in, because there'll be clips dropped from our worship night. And let me tell you, it's going to be amazing. And if you don't just get up and dance around, like, come, we'll teach you how.
Curtis isn't he's a modest singer, but when we worship at church, he is all about it.
Hey,
and it fills his cup so much.
Don't let Mike fool you. He posted something today. That band he was listening to, boy, that was like, that worship music was fire. It was blues, jazz, all rolled into one. Jesus.
Man, that guitar is just, I have basically that guitar, and that music is so good, man.
Yes, sir.
Homeboy was jamming with
Mm-hmm.
It was the pocket. They were in that. Oh, it was so good. Yeah,
it was really good.
Yes, music is really good for the soul. Yeah. I think a lot of people use that as a healing technique. I know that I do when I have a stressful day at work, and I don't have epilepsy, but I still have triggers of things that trigger me because I do have anxiety. I do have PTSD from the nocturnal seizures. But for something for me to unwind is just to get in my car literally and just drive with the music on. And in fact, Curtis and I will sometimes do that together.
Yeah, A1A, Beachfront Avenue. We're killing it.
Yeah. Sunroof open, windows down, joint in the hand, not in mine.
Rack top down so your hair can blow?
That's right.
Yeah.
The girlies was on standby.
Just to call and say hi.
Ashley stuffed them up.
Vanilla with the
music is really good too for some people.
It's definitely fun.
Yes. We got to get back to the structure of this show. We used to do a professional podcast, guys. Okay?
Yes, we're professionals over here.
We got to keep it politically correct.
So another stress reliever for Curtis too, how he maintains his stress is Curtis. We are in a smoke state, and he's allowed a marijuana state. You have to have your card. So he's had his medical marijuana card for some time now. He had it before epilepsy. And in fact, we spoke with our neurologist about it. And the neurologist said, it's fine. You just need to smoke the flower more than the vape pen. So,
and by all means, I'm not telling you to go out and smoke no weed. Please don't think it like that. It's medical marijuana. I don't smoke it to get high. I smoke it to heal. Mm-hmm. Like when I smoke, it has a different effect on me than it does most. I don't run around and want to eat everything. It allows me to deal with ignorance. So that's a lot of stress that I just don't have to deal with.
That's right.
I zen and I get gone.
And let me speak to that. It's important to know down to the strain.
Yes.
As well. So, we've done some work with Jinx, who is a seed creator. He created 9 Pound Hammer. He did some work on some other strains and hybrids as well. Right. And he himself is an epileptic and has seizures. And he created 9 Pound Hammer, just like Girl Scout cookies. There are some strains that are, and the whole point of 9 Pound Hammer, that's why they call it that, is because it hits you in the head. It makes you chill. It like relaxes your brain waves, and that was the whole point, was to make you feel better. He was like, man, I just wanted something to make you feel better and then put you to sleep. And I was like, that's what perfect, right? But he says, watch out for like certain sativas. It's good to know. I tell all of my friends who are like going for the first time, into the dispensary with epilepsy. I'm like, it's, indica means couch. So when you ask for what you want, tell them you want indica, because it's a safe bet. Now, it might just make you sleepy, and you might not feel fun, or, you want the Fruit Loops and you want to watch the cartoons.
None of that.
But it's safe, and then we can talk about hybrids and stuff like that. But when they ask, don't ask for the sativas so much, because those actually can make you feel like you had coffee. They can make your heart race, some of them. Yeah. You want to be careful if you don't know what you're doing, for sure.
Right.
So, yeah.
And that's why it's important to find you a place that, like, the workers know their stuff. So, like me, when I picked one, I'm not going to say no names on air, but I've picked one, and they know. When I walk in, they know my name. I'm not saying that that's a good thing, but they know exactly what I want. When I go to them, I say, what do you suggest today? And they get me exactly what I asked for without having to ask for it. And that's how you know you got a good person that you're dealing with.
Bud tenders.
That's right. I call them bud tenders. Just make sure you pick a spot that you feel comfortable in, and then you'll have a great time. But if you go somewhere where people aren't educated, oh man.
And it could be dangerous too. If somebody's telling you this is a hybrid and it's on the indica strand side and it's not, and you're at home enjoying yourself thinking, wow, I'm having a good time. And all of a sudden you're in this panic mode because something's triggered in you. You could possibly have a seizure. And I would also say, let me drop this disclaimer right now before anybody watching is ever considering doing that, because I see a lot of people in different forums post about smoking marijuana, how it helps with epilepsy.
Consult your doctor.
Consult your doctor. hey, I've heard some things about it. I've done some research. Do you think this would be good for me? Consult your doctor. Obviously, the states that are okay to smoke in, the doctor's probably going to say yes, but the states that are no, they're probably going to say no. That's just common sense, I would think. But definitely speak to your doctor.
And do your research. Do your research.
Yep.
You don't want to get out here and just by all means, Information Lane is not telling you to go smoke. So please do not go out there and roll nothing up, smoke it in Information Lane's name. But
and if you're doing it for
your doctor.
First time, doing it around people that you trust, so that if something does happen, you are aware and they're aware. Again, you need to make sure that you have a circle of people. It's very important to be safe more than anything else.
That's right.
And a circle of snacks, probably.
That's right.
If you're not prepared, you will get munchies.
I just bought some s'mores cinnamon rolls today.
I bought some cake log at Costco.
Just wait till this show's over.
Okay, so like one of the most healthy like snacks you can get is the dark chocolate bark with the almond in it and stuff.
We like that
almond
too.
butter. Yeah, that's my jam. Like that's
and I like the dark chocolate Lindor truffles.
Yeah. So another thing too that I like, I wish Curtis liked, but Costco sells these protein balls, and they're oatmeal with peanut butter and chocolate chips in them, and they're like little balls. And they're oatmeal. Come on, Mike.
Exactly.
You understand? I was a comedian for a long time.
Could have got her.
Just pop a ball in your mouth. You'll feel better.
Could have got you. Hey, but
protein.
She gave me
protein balls. Don't go there, Mike.
Hey,
protein balls.
Are they like Chef's salty chocolate balls?
No.
It was like one handful of dry crackers. You put it in your mouth, take a bite of it, all the spit in your mouth is gone.
No. Anybody that's tried the protein balls from Costco's
meaty chocolate salty protein balls, and that's fine. Good for her, I say. That's good.
Just not on my palate.
No, they are a bit dry, but you're chewing it, you're swallowing it, and when the juices get flowing, All right, back to the podcast.
And
in moderation.
The Dove dark chocolate is full of antioxidants. Now that's some good stuff. It says that on the pack, but I think they just say that so you'll buy it.
Selling points.
Helps the blood. Yes.
I will say, rule of thumb: the less ingredients, the better. Right.
Yes.
So whenever you're getting anything, the less
natural, organic stuff.
That's right.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
That's a huge thing. A lot of people don't realize. I was going to mention this earlier. We were talking about the list of you said seed oils and all of those things. That's why it's important to keep a journal. I know sometimes it's a pain. There are so many different apps out there for people with epilepsy, and you can just, even if you don't want to use an epileptic app, there are so many food journaling things out there, but I would highly recommend, if you don't know what your triggers are yet, to start journaling that, because you might see a pattern every time you have that cup of coffee in the morning. It's something that may have triggered you, or you switch from French vanilla and now you're having hazelnut. But
she had some this morning.
So it could just be something as simple as switching from one product to the next. So it's very important to journal these types of things. It helps you navigate your triggers. And in this way, when you go to the doctor, you have more information.
And in a healthy diet, everybody needs that, really.
Mm-hmm.
Fast food is taking over the world. So we really don't depend on real food anymore. But I think meal prep for people with epilepsy, vegetables, it's a must. Omega-3s, do some research. Omega-3s is brain food. I eat a lot of fish. Just definitely change your diet. Change your life.
Waters.
That was the seizure I had on Tuesday is still kind of a mystery. And all I can really think is if it's because I ran out of omega-3s last week and I just didn't take them. This last one on Tuesday is hard because most of the time, and I just got through that heavy move in the summer, heat, lack of sleep, that strain. Almost
power.
Expected a seizure, didn't get one. Yeah, tornadoes. Fun times. Almost expected a seizure, didn't get one. And then we get here, kind of get everything back in the groove, and bam, have a heavy one. And I'm still, all I can think legitimately is I ran out of, omega-3s last week and just didn't go to the store and grab more O3, which, as long as I got my real meds and stuff, it's like it's a supplement.
Right.
Literally I'm still kind of at a loss for this one. And those are the least fun ones to me.
Yeah, I think that's
in a way.
That's the most disheartening part. I mean, I know that when Curtis woke up on Sunday from he was insistent he did not have a seizure. He was insistent that it was heartburn. And so that's why it's very important, because this one too came out of nowhere. He's been good for just about 6 months. And so it truly came out of nowhere. And so same thing, Mike, we were just like, what? And then, we started talking to other people and realized it probably could have just been the heartburn and him gagging in his sleep. And because he had tossed and turned, he suffers from sleep depression. So we just think that that's what had happened, was he truly didn't get the sleep that he was supposed to have gotten. And he was choking in his sleep with this heartburn. I mean, I feel like almost if he were to go to the bathroom, and I hate to even say this, if he were to stick his finger down his throat just to get it out, he may not have had one. But, we're not doctors and we're not scientists either. So,
and definitely one thing we didn't do, we didn't sit back and just like, oh, I had another seizure. Same thing with Mike. We didn't sit back and just, we had another seizure. He got back up, went right back to work. I got up the next day and worked in the heat for 12 hours, what I mean? So failure is not an option, so I think for me, it's powerful for you to be able to look at your demons in his face and then conquer it. You know what I mean? It's hard, of course. Nothing's easy in life. Anything worth something will never be easy. So I think that's why this mission, this thing that we got going on here is going to change lives across the world. And it starts with just talking about your issues, talking about your triggers, tell people in your circle about it. And that always goes back to your seizure action plan. Of course, everybody needs to have one, especially adults, not just kids.
Yeah, it's not just kids.
Adults, you need one too. You work 40-hour jobs, you do things, you drive, So if you have a circle around you, you should probably give them the information, because if something happens to you, who knows who's going to be there when you need that help.
And it's important to include your rescue medication in your seizure action plan. If you have a seizure, let someone know where you keep them at. If they're at your home, they're visiting you. It's important to have a circle of people. I know some people feel that they don't have anyone, or they don't have a circle of people because their families isolated them because they have epilepsy and they just don't want to deal with it. And it's very sad that people do that. It's horrible. But what I will say is, it's important for you to educate the ones that are closest and around you, because it truly can make a saving change.
That's right. And just like I said, always be honest, be upfront, because no one can help you if you don't tell them the truth. It's like that story called The Boy Who Cried Wolf. He cried wolf and cried wolf and cried wolf until the people stopped believing in him. And then one day the wolf got him, and you don't want epilepsy to be the wolf. So make sure you guys are sharing this information, because awareness starts at home. You are the one with epilepsy, and you need the people around. You got to, say for instance, you're the star player on the team, and now you have to build a team around you who's going to get you to the championship, and the championship is another day. So make sure that your circle around you is super strong. You can trust them. And that's where vulnerability comes in. You have to be vulnerable sometimes to have people to trust you, or you to even trust them. So that goes back to your mental health. If your mental health is unstable, please reach out to somebody and get right, because we want you to heal in a proper fashion. We're always here for anyone who's having things going on. And that's what this platform is for. It's for everybody to come get the information that they need. And like I said, shoot a seizure action plan into your family, make it your daily.
And talk about the do's and don'ts with their people too. It's really important. A lot of us older people, we're in our 50s. And so a lot of people my age think that you put a spoon in their mouth, and that's so far from the truth. So it's really important to talk to people and let them know, hey, I trust you. I feel comfortable around you. I need for you to know that I have epilepsy and I have seizures. And if I have a seizure, these are the things that I need to be done.
Just like the show, these are the triggers. You have to put your triggers on there. You have to let people know what triggers you. So that way, if something ever happens, no one has to sit there and say, oh, I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. It could either be dehydration. It could be lack of sleep. It could be you're hungry. It could be just
photosynthesis.
It could be anything. Whatever your trigger is, put it on your action plan. That way people are aware of your situation. That way when it happens, you're not in the dark.
Right. I mean, some people...
You can't say photosynthesis and then act like we all just know what. Wait.
I was gonna say that's what I was gonna say was flashing light. Some people just don't know that either, and it could just be something so small, like if you're, as I was gonna say, if you're at a movie and you're hanging out with friends and you guys are watching a movie, and then there comes a part on and it's like starts flashing, and they're in a party environment type thing, something like that in a dark room could trigger someone that has
and they also
seizures.
say like flashing lights, like ambulance, fire trucks, things like that, and
loud noises.
We have a friend, Rose and Ashleigh. Shout out to my dog, my hero, Ashleigh and Rose. A flicker and light is a trigger for them. So just if you have a light bulb that's in your house, it's just barely flickering, and just a bare flicker, it causes seizures. It's some of the smallest things you wouldn't think.
People that have hi-hats in their house and then they have a fan going on, you will see that like a trigger from the flash. And sometimes that even can trigger someone. And I only know this because we've discussed these types of things.
And even if you got a whack light bulb, that's going to do it too. So change your light bulbs.
Change your light bulbs.
I don't know if it triggers seizure. I'm extremely sensitive to it, extremely aware. If there's anything like that, it bothers the heck out of it. Like I can't, you know what I mean? I have to fix it immediately. So
yeah, we went to Chili's with Rose and them the other day, and I'm telling you, she was upset about that light, and I never really thought about that. You know what I mean? She was like, just that little bitty flicker could cause Ashleigh to have a seizure. And by all means, we definitely don't want the hero to have no seizure. So,
and in the beginning, when Curtis was first diagnosed, we were out one time at the sunset, and it started to get dark, and we were on our way to go pick up pizza, and there was an ambulance that had drove by, and he's like, "I don't feel good." He had to close his eyes, and I don't think that it was triggering him. I just think because it was all so new, it could have possibly been a trigger, but. Now, because he's in construction and he sees flashing lights all the time, they are definitely not a trigger. We know that for a fact. But what I would say is that you just need to be careful of where you're at, your environment. I would always carry a pair of sunglasses. That's what our hero, Ashleigh Howell, does. She has sunglasses with her all the time. You never know the environment you're in. Even sometimes our religious people that are going to church, if your church has a stage and the lights and the this, you don't want to be in church having a seizure. I mean, it's going to happen. It's one of those invisible diseases. You don't know when it's coming, but just be prepared.
That's right. And like I said, if you're on a rescue med, make sure it's accessible and that the person that's administering it to you knows what they're doing, because that could be the difference between life and death sometimes. So definitely be prepared, educate yourself, and remember, awareness is key.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm checking out.
One thing, wait, before you go on, I also want to say this too, because we've we've been a part of several different platforms of on social media about epilepsy and triggers and stuff. I didn't know, but some people are triggered by intimacy. So you just need to be careful. And, if you're in a relationship, if you're single and you're not, just inform the person. It's not something to be embarrassed about. So, and it's just because there's a rush of endorphins that go to the brain. And sometimes that's something that would stimulate. And not trying to scare anybody from being intimate with their partner either. It's just knowledge.
And it's the same thing with menopause. You'll be ready to, do the fandango. And next thing you know, oh no, well, no, it's not. I have to be warmed up.
Curtis, are you telling us about menopause, sir?
Yeah, I'm living it.
Oh, brother, we're swimming in the same sea. All right, so right here.
Like an old 60s Chevy, it takes a minute to rev it up.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
Some numbers here.
Okay.
Sock it to me.
All right, so after 2 or more unprovoked seizures, the risk of further reoccurrences increases significantly. Approximately 70 to 75% of patients with 2 or 3 unprovoked seizures, which, can happen within the course of, 2 or 3 months. For some of us, 2 or 3 days. For some of us, 2 or 3 years, for that matter. will have further seizures within 4 years. Specifically, the risk of a third seizure is 73%, and the fourth, 76% for those who have already had 2 or 3 seizures, respectively.
Right.
And then impact of treatment, something important as well. Anti-seizure medication can reduce the risk of reoccurrence after a first seizure by approximately half.
Right.
However, long-term studies indicate that while immediate treatment lowers short-term reoccurrence risk, it does not necessarily improve the likelihood of long-term seizure freedom, remission compared to waiting for a second seizure before treating. So all of this is very interesting, right? So would you lower your immediate risk by half, or would you wait till you had a second and then treat seizures? So
I don't think I want to wait for the second one to get treatment. I think we had to go with that very first one. We had to figure this out.
And unfortunately, though, a lot of neurologists won't give you medication until you have a second one.
Until after your second seizure, and that's where we were at. And I had one seizure, and then I was like, "Oh, doc, you trying to jinx me?" And he gives me medicine. I said, and back speaking about the triggers again, I was prescribed medicine before he even knew what my triggers were. I asked him, I said, "What are my triggers?" He didn't know. So that's why it's crucial that you get a neurologist that knows what they're doing, an epileptologist, somebody that knows exactly what's going on with epilepsy. Because a neurologist can tell you anything, but an epileptologist can tell you everything that you need to know about epilepsy, and that's the difference. So that's the education we had to learn. We didn't know that. You just can't go to any doctor. Shout out Dr. Espinoza.
Yeah, and Dr. Cavalier. Those are our two doctors that we go to. But I also want to say there's so many neurologists out there, and neurologists study so many different things. So it's the brain, but they also study, muscles, and there's just so many things. But my point is advocate for yourself. You know your body more than anybody else. If your doctor is giving you medicine, wants to increase your medicine, and you're not sure that you need to be there, or wants to wean you off of something, and you're not sure you want to be there, listen to your body. We found two doctors, Dr. Espinoza. We found Dr. Espinoza through the Epilepsy Alliance. They were a godsend. They found this doctor for us, and he was able to tell Curtis what his triggers were, what type of epilepsy he had, and where the TBI brain damage was at, because we had showed another neurologist his MRI, and he's like, everything looks fine.
Yeah,
and it was not.
Anything. It was false hope.
So, but it's also discouraging, because when you're having seizures and they're doing test after test and you're feeling like a guinea pig and you're not getting results of why I'm having these seizures, we were fortunate enough to find out in the very beginning why he was having these seizures. So with that being said, we ended up going to, because Curtis got insurance, so we were able to go to one off of our plan, and I researched a bunch of different ones. And our current neurologist is very kind. He speaks, he does not rush us. We ask hundreds of questions. It's important to find someone that will listen to you. And it's important to find, like, for instance, what I was going to say was Curtis has sleep apnea. And I knew that because he was sleeping.
We did a sleep study.
Before the sleep study.
That's why.
But he would do that gasping and his breathing at night, and he would hold his breath for a minute and then he would let it out. And he did that all night. And I'm like, there's no way this man is getting rest. Like, there's just no way. So once he was diagnosed and we went through all the procedures, we asked the doctor, and he does sleep studies. So he specializes in epilepsy, and he's a sleep study specialist. So that worked in our favor, because him knowing how to treat sleep apnea has been a godsend, and it's definitely helped Curtis.
And that's also part of that weight loss I was talking about, because he says sometimes when you're overweight, that sleep apnea is way worse than it should be. And then as you progressively lose the weight, sleep apnea eventually goes away. Now, I'm not saying that the mask is coming off everyone, but for those who have opportunity, please just change your diet, man. It's rough getting no sleep at night and then getting up and working a full day and having epilepsy, a grandkid, and hobbies, and just live life.
One of the things we talked to the doctor about, because Curtis is on lamotrigine, And one of the side effects of that is he has no appetite whatsoever. So I almost have to force him to eat almost every day. I pack his lunch. He sometimes eats, he sometimes doesn't. And the same thing with dinner. He sometimes will eat and sometimes he won't. So he's like, I just don't understand how I'm gaining weight or how I'm not losing weight when I don't eat as much as I used to. So what the doctor told him is you're not intaking enough calories into your diet for your body to even burn anything.
Yeah, but that's still, like I said, it's
also no offense, but that's welcome to the getting old club. Okay,
right?
Like, dude, any man over a certain age, man, you know, we're in the gym, we're working out, we got to just eat a ton more protein, dude. Like, welcome to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Our body wants to just slow down the burn, slow down.
Even though you don't want to take the vitamins.
Can't wait, dude. Once
we
like
get
connect,
to menopause, it's so much fun.
Dude, we're gonna be hitting the gym. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be like eating steak every day, bro.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Filet
for
for everyone.
Good test. Yeah,
I want filet and eggs.
we'll be blowing it up, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna
filet
be great.
And eggs for everyone.
I'll be like, it's gym day, dog. It's leg day, big homie.
That's
we
right.
going. Let's
That's right.
go. You know what I'm
Let's
saying?
Get them reps in.
Yeah. So don't worry, too. I understand it's frustrating, and I understand the medicine does not help. My hair, dude. We're not even gonna get into it. But
mine too. They say the lamotrigine makes you lose hair, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm definitely.
And then also the keto diet. I did keto diet, and my hair would just. I mean, and I have a lot of it, but I wasn't missing any of it. But keto diet too does that to people. So if you're epileptic, you're on a keto diet, and then you're taking medicine, you've got a double whammy. You just got to take care of yourself.
That's right.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and you know, I'd rather, you know, dudes are lucky we can shave, man. We can rock the shave. Like Curtis could shave bald and he would look badass right now. You know what I mean? With that beard, if he shaved bald, dude, he'd look so cool.
I get more hair on my face than on my head. It's like growing backwards.
If I shaved like with what I have now, I'd look like, you know, either sick or a creeper. But if I grew my beard out thick, you know what I mean, and shaved bald, I'd look mean.
I grew this beard because Duck Dynasty is my favorite show, and them dudes had some massive beards. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Bill Robertson had one of the coldest beards there. It was way down here.
It's pepper. It was pepper.
Yeah, now it's almost all salt.
But you know, speaking of triggers, I wanted to pull this up here.
Yeah.
This is at stage. There we go. This is common triggers, primary triggers of seizure reoccurrence that are listed. And what we've got here is medication non-adherence. Now it's very interesting because a lot of medication that the doctor will prescribe you for your epilepsy it says right there on the bottle, will cause seizures if you get off of it, right? So very important to stay on your doses. So the single most common cause of breakthrough seizures is missing doses of anti-seizure medication. Studies indicate that 27 to 38% of seizure relapses over a 5-year period are directly attributable to poor adherence. So there is that. But you know, it's also important to keep in mind that you need to have the right medication for you. I completely understand. A lot of people don't miss medication because they're not caring. It's not important to them. They miss it because it's medication that really impacts them mentally, physically, emotionally. And they're trying to figure out the right balance because their doctor and their medical team hasn't helped them do that yet.
Right.
So,
you also got to take your meds at the same time. You got to take your meds at the same time. That's how those doses stay at the same rate.
Yeah, your levels.
If you take one at 8 o'clock today and you take it tomorrow at 6 o'clock, your levels will be different. So you got to make sure that you're taking your meds the same time, morning and night. And then don't miss any meds. You can't miss any meds. Make sure you're staying on top of that.
And then, like Curtis is on lamotrigine, and your doctors will start you out on a small dosage and build you up over time to get to that desired dosage. So if you're in that window, and sometimes it takes 6 to 8 weeks to get to that dosage, you find yourself still having seizures, do not get discouraged. You will get there at some point because, and it's important to do blood level checks to check your levels on where you're at. All of the different medications, you can check them and the doctors can tell you you're in that sweet spot of the window.
And that sleep deprivation, like Mike's got that pulled up, like that's crucial. Just read it. You know what I mean? For everybody out there who's watching, just check it out. Like the facts don't lie. Like you have to have a plan. You have to take it serious, because if not, you're going to cause yourself to have seizures. And those triggers are you can control those. Like I said, sleep deprivation. Go to bed. You know what I mean? Get you some rest. I know it's hard sometimes, but lay down. You got to. You have to have at least 8 hours of sleep. If you're having issues with sleep apnea, consult your doctor, because he has me going to a dentist to have a special mouthpiece made, just because I don't want to shave my beard to wear the mask. You know what I mean?
Because you won't get enough suction.
So I'll have a seizure before I sacrifice my beard.
What?
What? Just saying. But
oh my goodness, that's another show.
That's right.
Tune in next week.
You know, like we're trying to make you like the poster boy. You can't be saying stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh my goodness. But
yeah,
yes,
definitely sleep apnea is a trigger. You got to make sure you're staying on top of that. And like I said, if the doctor prescribes you a mouthpiece, go get the mouthpiece, because that's what's best for business.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, with that sleep deprivation, it's something where I think people around you need to understand that as an epileptic, your sleep patterns may be a little off, and they may need to try to work around that some.
That's right.
There are times
we can't have FOMO. You can't be a fear of missing out. You got to know that your body needs to relax. If your friends are going out to kick it, you know you can't. You know what I mean? Go home and relax. Let them do what they do, and you do what you do. Don't feel like you're any burden. Don't think you're any less. You just need more rest than others. That's what I say. And
no screen time right before bed. A lot of people are on their phones and stuff, and your mind that works your brain in different ways. You don't even realize it. Some people are like, well, I need my phone to sleep. I'm reading, and this, no lights. No, it's best to either watch TV, turn it off, close your eyes, count sheep, whatever you have to do.
I like to listen to fountains or waterfalls.
Yeah,
like anything running water, like a stream. Like it's
ocean,
so peaceful. Yeah, definitely peaceful.
Heck yeah, I like that too.
Meditation.
I listen to podcasts like one person talking, but yeah. And then the next one is alcohol and substance abuse. Binge drinking, heavy alcohol consumption acts as a direct proconvulsant. Forgive me. Seizures often occur during the withdrawal phase as alcohol is processed out of the brain.
Convulsant.
It's convalescent.
Proconvulsant. Yes. Proconvulsant. Correct. Illegal drugs, substances like cocaine can trigger seizures within seconds to hours. That is absolutely
even if you
correct.
Don't have epilepsy, cocaine gonna trigger seizures, so stay away from it.
Yeah. It's man-made. You do not want it. Only the stuff from the earth, like the green stuff. No man-made illicit drugs. Do not do them. They're not good for you. And that means anybody.
Eat the chocolate, not the powder.
Yeah, and then they all mess with your drugs. The anti-seizure medications you're taking, a lot of times, for what they are, they're very powerful, right? Because anything that messes with your brain is very powerful in how it changes the way your brain functions. And so that's what these drugs do literally, is change the way your brain functions. So absolutely steer clear. And then interaction. Alcohol can interfere with the metabolism of anti-seizure drugs, reducing their effectiveness. Absolutely. They'll tell you that with anything from, what do you call it? When you're on, what do you call it? Antibiotics, all the way to anti-seizure medications. So
I take medication too, and on my bottles, both they say not to take alcohol.
We see that on a bunch of pages too. They say, can you have alcohol having epilepsy? And that's example right there. You're drinking at your own risk. Is your life worth a shot? Don't
you wonder why when you've had a good night, a party, and you wake up in the morning and you're so dehydrated? It's because alcohol dries you out. So alcohol is drying out your brain, and your brain lives in water, and it needs water to survive.
Yeah, just like everything else. Water runs the world.
And then right here, this one is extremely important too. This is psychological stress and illness, something we didn't bring up that we seldom bring up. And I will tell you. Y'all good? What's up?
We're good.
You're causing me psychological stress and illness now.
Okay. She got me too. While we were suffering.
I was looking to see if there was a dragon under the table. It's good.
It's on top of it.
Okay, so my point is, and I don't know, Curtis, do you have this? When I get physically ill, I get into really red line seizure territory. My wife will tell you, like, when I get the flu or when I just get sick, like, running a fever, laying in the bed, like, oh, I'm sick.
That's right.
There is a lot of times that will be followed with a seizure. It is red line seizure territory.
It is, and that's one of mine too. That's why I try to stay away from like sick individuals. I don't like.
Yeah.
We clean up, we wash our hands, you know what I mean? Like we make our daughter wash her hands, wash all her clothes because she goes to school and sees them little dirty kids sometimes. And we can't afford to be getting sick around here because those seizures are real. And I think when your temperature goes up above the natural temperature, that's seizure activity. So,
and I work in an office, so I'm always like, if anybody's sneezing or anything, I'm like, are you sick? Do you not feel good? I'm like, I'm out of here because I won't stay at work if somebody's like that. I don't want to put him at risk to have a seizure.
But I'm not going to say we're not going to get sick, of course. You know what I mean? Just when you do get sick, we have to treat it a little different than most people do. We definitely have to stay on top of our fevers. You got to make sure you're eating the correct diet. You got to stay hydrated. It's a lot more steps than somebody who doesn't have epilepsy.
Which also plays a factor into your nutrition, because if your body's not getting the nutrition it needs, you could get susceptible to some kind of virus or something in the air.
And like I said, wash your hands. Keep your hands washed.
Correct. Absolutely. And then, of course, it touches on emotional stress, which we have touched on. High stress levels actually scientifically cause hormonal changes, and of course that's sleep disturbances as well, and that indirectly lowers the seizure threshold. And then of course metabolic imbalances, conditions such as low blood sugar. I think our brother Enrique, shout out Enrique, we love you.
Shout out Enrique. I spoke to you earlier. We love you, brother.
Absolutely. Hypoglycemia, electrolyte disturbances, missed meals also can trigger those events. And then something interesting I never thought of being a dude, but I'm glad I see this and we can put it out here. Approximately 50% of half of all women with epilepsy report an increase in seizure related and seizures related to their menstrual cycle. I'm sorry.
And that's very true, because Ashleigh Howe has that issue, which is why I'm not going to put her business out. She's had some surgeries to correct that. But so has Ashleigh Renee. She's around that time. She says her seizures increase. And Heather, when we had Heather on, she mentioned to us too that when Michaela was alive, that she would have those. And when she was pregnant, and all of those hormonal things for women that men don't have to worry about, definitely can increase your seizure activity.
Yes, and it says right here the triggers coincide often with ovulation or the week preceding menstruation due to fluctuations in estrogen and progesterone levels. So that sucks for y'all. Sorry. Our bad, what I mean. So
sweet. You're so sweet.
It's a full-on assault.
It's awful. It sucks for y'all. I hate that. So if there was anything I could do to change that for you, I would. But, we will just be good dudes to our ladies and go from there, I guess. So, but it's kind of like we were talking about the less fortunate and the seizures. A lot of those folks can suffer from, or the epileptics in those groups that aren't getting the help they need because either they don't even know maybe that they're epileptic versus, man, what are you going to do? Tell somebody you're even more helpless and weak when you're in a helpless and weak situation.
Right. And that's because when you tell somebody that, people already look at you negatively. They don't ever think, oh, well, man, he's still a great human being. Oh, he has seizures. We can't hang out with him no more. Oh, she has seizures. She can't work here. She's weird. They're different. You know what I mean? Like, that's the stigma that we're here to break. The world needs to pay attention that, look, do I look like I have epilepsy? Well, I am what epilepsy looks like. Let me just tell you.
Yeah, does Mike look like he has it?
He is what epilepsy looks like. and there's 3.4 million other people that look just the same as epilepsy, because that's what we look like. You would never know unless we told you. And that's why we're here. We're here to bring other people out, let them feel comfortable in the skin that they're in, and don't let the stigma get to you. And please don't put a spoon in my mouth. Roll me on my side. Make sure there's nothing in my mouth, and stay with me. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, be comforting. That's all. I mean, there's not much for me to do when my husband's having a seizure. Like we mentioned, his are nocturnal. So the only thing I can really do is administer his rescue med and make sure he doesn't roll off the bed to hurt himself or injure himself. And that's the most important thing, is to make sure that the person having a seizure is not able to harm themselves. So you want to keep them free of any objects, anything like that. You want to protect their head and make sure they're not picking it up and slamming, because they don't know what they're doing.
That's right. And folks out there, don't be ashamed that you have epilepsy. You didn't ask for it. You know what I mean? But we have to live with it. And like I said, we're a support group, and we don't lead from the front or the back. We lock arms side to side, and we carry this journey together. So when you're feeling a little down and out, you're feeling out of place, just reach out to one of us, because we're always available. And if we don't get right to you, we'll get back to you. And it'll be from us. It won't be from somebody just script writing, or it won't be a bot. It'll be actually Ashleigh, Curtis, or Mike that you're speaking to. And that's where we're different from everyone else. There's no one doing what we're doing. We're out here showing you that there's real life after epilepsy. We're trying to build you up. We're giving confidence. And it's all because that's what we looked for when we were diagnosed. So now we're the change that we requested. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to do this for you guys, and for my family, and for Mike, and for Enrique, and for the Heathers. You know what I mean? Like, this is bigger than just one person. This is a team effort. And let me tell you, we're going to the Super Bowl with this one.
Yeah, for sure.
If I can ask, I know we're getting late, but I have a couple more questions I'd like to ask.
Go for it.
Come on down.
Couple things. Since you started the podcast, do you feel empowered, almost happy when you come out of your seizure? Because we could never be happy, but almost like, okay, I've slayed another demon, and I want to bring it to the team. I want to bring it to the family. I want to put it down and show we can do this, and we can come out of this, and we can be successful. And how has, since the groups and the podcast started, how has that changed your experience when you go through all of this? And that's for both of you guys.
For me, in the beginning, I was a little nervous when we started doing the podcast thing, and that's only because the stigma that the world placed on me. But I love doing what I do. I can't say it enough. Like, I love doing what I do. And from the beginning till now, I feel like I've educated enough to where I can actually help someone. I'm not just giving people information that I just looked up. I've researched it. We live it. So that gives me most of my strength. And also just knowing that I have another day. Some people don't get blessed with this day. I'm just grateful that I have one. And since the podcast, it really gives me the opportunity to get out to a community who needs help. And that's what we're here for.
I will say that after this last recent seizure, this is the first seizure he's had since we've done the podcast. One of the first things that I said to him, because as epileptic people know, and probably will agree with me, you go through a wave of emotions when you come out of it in that post-critical stage. In the beginning, you're like, what happened? And you're super tired and you want to lay down. Once you've gotten the rest that you need, you've come back to, and you're still a little confused, but you're trying to figure things out. I always remind Curtis of every single one of you people that are watching that depend on these types of episodes to talk about, and how many lives that we're changing in this world that we don't even know. And just to let people know too, like we said in the beginning, we're human. We're doing the same journey that you're doing.
And I was depleted. Don't let me lie to you. I'm sitting here in front of you today, but I was depleted. I had tears coming out of my eyes because I tried so hard to do the things that I was supposed to do. And ultimately, it wasn't anything that I did wrong. It's just my destiny. It's what I'm supposed to be doing. The epilepsy is not, I want to have a seizure today. It gets to pick and choose when the seizure comes. But what I did, though, I went out back and I started feeling sorry for myself a little bit. I put a towel over my head, sat on the end of the bench like we just lost game 7. But I had an angel come and spoke to me and said, you got to take can't out of your vocabulary. I was like, I I said, that makes a lot of sense. And shout out to Ashleigh Howe. But from the beginning of the show to the end of the show where I'm at right now, I'm a totally different man. And I'm able to come to you and tell you my story with passion on my heart. And it's vulnerable. It's coming from inside me. So if you know me and you know I have never said anything to you, I'm talking to you right now.
Yeah. But it's important for me. It's almost a blessing that we have this podcast now, because it just reminds Curtis of all of the people that are watching this that depend on these type of episodes, or even just, you know, in some way we're a reality show and everybody's home. You know, when you tune in Monday night at 8:00 and you're watching your favorite reality show, we're there because
right.
we are the reality show. You're watching us. We're living the life, and we want you to know we're going through the same things that you're
and
going
also,
through.
whenever you join our page, I send you a message personally. Every time I post something about Epilepsy Awareness South Florida or Information Lane or Face the Epilepsy, I always say welcome home. And that's what I mean. I mean, welcome home. You are officially part of the family. When you join or you sign up, you subscribe, you are now a part of a family. It's not like we're going to push you to the side. You are a part of us. You are sitting at the table with us. We might not get to see you every day, but we think about you. We pray for you every day. And I tell you what, this is one of the best families you'll ever join in your life.
Sometimes the most powerful thing is people praying for you that you don't even know. The other thing I want to say is in our meeting today that we had with this young lady, that she's going to be a guest on our episode coming up on August 15th. So if you want to know about that, tune in. We were informed that you couldn't message us from our Facebook page. So I'm going to fix that. So if anybody wants to message us, you'll be able to do that start Monday. So you can reach out to us directly to do that.
That's wild. Yeah, we got to fix that right away. Absolutely.
Yeah. So before we close out, we're going to do our little shout outs, how you can find us. And then Curtis is going to take us out into a prayer. So you can find us on Instagram at Information Lane. You can also find us on Rumble and YouTube at Information Lane. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share the content. It's super important. You can find us on Facebook at The Feed, and you can, our Faces of Epilepsy. You can find us on our page at Epilepsy Awareness SFL for South Florida, and it's just abbreviated for that. And it doesn't mean that you have to be in Florida to join the page. It's for anybody, but we are based in South Florida, so that's why we titled it that way. I'm Ashleigh Lane Ashleigh Merklin Lane on Facebook, and he is Curtis Lane on Facebook. So we would love for you to like, subscribe, and join the fun. And I'm gonna let Curtis take us out in a prayer.
All right, just let me say this before we go. All you men out there, just remember, it's okay to not be okay. Reach out. You don't have to carry this war by yourself. I'm here. If you need to speak to me, I just gave you all my page information. Reach out and I'll reach back out to you. So to end the show, I'd love for you guys to bow your head with us and please say this prayer with us. Heavenly Father, thank you for guiding our mission and giving us the strength to serve others. Fill our hearts with compassion, break down barriers, and help us bring hope, healing, and awareness to those who need it. Lord, lead our steps and bless our purpose. And that's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Everybody have a blessed week.